Good foggy November 5th to everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith, and it's a foggy morning out there today, and we'll see improvement in the cloud cover a little bit this afternoon before the fog moves back in again overnight tonight, but mild conditions continue east of the Continental Divide. This is the video forecast discussion for Thursday, the 5th of November, 2015. Lots of low clouds and fog move in before sunrise this morning. In fact, we've got visibilities down to less than a quarter of a mile, a 16th of a mile in portions of Long Island here at Islip and Shirley, generally a quarter to a half a mile elsewhere this morning, and that is a result of the radiational cooling. The dew points meeting the air temperatures were close to it this morning with very light and calm winds. We started off with clear skies overnight. There's a lot of dry air in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, but a lot of moisture here in the lower levels as the dew points meet the air temperatures this morning, and that makes for some foggy conditions for traveling this morning. There's a dense fog advisory for a lot of this area, including the coastal regions just to the east of the Philadelphia or Delaware River water gap here, and the fog will be persistent across this region through about 10 or 11 a.m. this morning, with a slow burning off of the stratus to allow for some scattered to broken clouds around the region and filtered sunshine later this afternoon. Latest pass of the satellite imagery this morning, the visible as it's moving from east to west over the horizon here and passing over. See a lot of tufts in the low clouds and fog across the area this morning. And the upper mid-levels of the atmosphere, a lot of sinking air. So basically what we have here is the dew points meeting the air temperatures. We even have a little bit of light rain here scattered about the region around the Delaware River water gap into portions of northern New Jersey. An isolated shower cannot be ruled out this morning as a weak disturbance moves through the region as well. We do not have any airport delays, but we do have some advisories here on the coastal waters for later today and tonight into tomorrow, and then of course over the interior valleys here of Connecticut, northeastern New Jersey, including the New York City metropolitan area and all of Long Island, is in a dense fog advisory until around is being canceled. Actually, they're canceling the advisory as of now, so that the dense fog is obviously not going to be as prone to this region as it once was. So the dense fog advisory will be expiring very shortly. On the coastal waters, we have a small craft advisory in effect from 9 a.m. on Friday to 6 a.m. on Saturday for southwesterly winds at 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 knots, and seas averaging between 3 and 5 feet. Now, on the coastal waters of Long Island, we still do have a dense fog advisory until noon today, a small craft advisory from noon Friday to 6 a.m. Saturday, and that's for visibilities of 1 mile or less in some fog through this morning, and then again late tonight into tomorrow morning as well. Winds and seas increasing from the southwest to 15 to 25 knots with gust up to 30 knots, and seas building between 4 to 7 feet. We had some very warm temperatures yesterday. Temperatures were generally in the low to the mid-70s. We had 80 degrees at Philadelphia International Airport yesterday afternoon. And I can tell you that these are just shy of records, but we could be approaching records in some locations of our forecast region on Friday. Quick national look here this morning. Much cold temperatures here in the west of the Continental Divide. We had lots of snow in portions, even in Flagstaff yesterday, parts of Colorado too, east of Denver. In Denver Airport itself, we had some snow yesterday as our upper level low continues to move out in this direction towards the Great Lakes eventually, and spreads all this warmth that's in the region right now east of the Continental Divide, including the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, will continue on the mild side until a cold front moves through the region on Friday night. Just a little bit of trivia for you. Back in on Election Day in parts of Connecticut on November 5th, 1894, they were hit with an historic Election Day snowstorm where up to a foot of heavy wet snow fell. Speaking about snow, out in parts of Arizona into the mountains yesterday, we had quite a lot of snow, 4.5 inches in Flagstaff at the airport, 2, 3, 4, 6 inches here, not uncommon, 8 inches of heavy wet snow in Montana City in Montana. Also in parts of Colorado, just east of Denver. Denver at the airport received snow yesterday too, so very anomalously cold temperatures across this portion of the country. On the aviation weather deck today, we do have this morning some ceilings at or below 500 feet all the way up to 3,000 feet. That makes for limited IFR, and MVFR conditions this morning, and that has resulted in the clouds and fog. It's starting to move into the Philadelphia area, but may not reach Allentown until near sunrise or after, which is now. Expect the fog to lift during the later morning hours. Most areas will see stratus throughout the region through the day. However, there's some breaks in the MVFR ceilings into later this afternoon and evening before the low clouds and fog return again tonight. IFR conditions closer to midnight. IFR, limited IFR likely overnight across most locations, and still some uncertainty in how the fog and stratus unfolds. Additional refinements may be needed in later terminal area forecast discussions. The outlook right now for Friday through Saturday, mostly VFR, but occasional MVFR and showers possible Friday night and Saturday as a cold front moves through. Saturday night through Monday, seasonal temperatures and seasonal weather with good VFR flying conditions. Right now we have MVFR ceilings in Newark, 55, dew point 54, that's the reason, humidity 96%, 5 miles in fog, 300 feet is the cloud deck here, or 300 feet, and broken at 9,000 feet, and scattered to broken clouds across the region during later this afternoon, and then the fog returns late tonight into tomorrow morning once again. In Philadelphia right now, we are in limited IFR. We have 58 degrees, dew point 54, humidity 87%, visibility is 1.5 miles, and some light rain, and ceilings are overcast at 600 feet. So, we're basically going to find a light shower around the region this morning, then scattered to overcast conditions, broken ceilings later this afternoon, overcast conditions, and IFR returning back into the terminals later tonight and tomorrow morning. Current national surface analysis and forecast going into the future. Here's our low pressure area across the plains and also portions of the Rockies here, exiting the Rockies, heading up towards the Great Lakes and southeastern Canada. This will be the cold front that will be approaching our region and passing through on Friday night and Saturday morning with a few scattered showers around the region. Basically, high pressure is in control. We do have a small disturbance that's passing through the region this morning with a little bit of lift here in the mid and lower levels, producing an isolated low top shower across the region, but most areas will remain precipitation free and clouds will begin to break up a little bit hopefully later this afternoon. The warm front is now well to the north. Here comes the cold front, the rain, the showers with it, staying well to our west. And by the time the fog is around here tomorrow morning, and then again it dissipates and we wait for the breaks in the overcast. Very strong southwesterly flow tomorrow, breezy conditions, very mild near record-breaking or record-breaking conditions in certain areas tomorrow afternoon before the cold front comes through with a few showers around the region tomorrow evening and early Saturday morning, but most of that will be out of here by Sunday morning. And if we go back to Saturday here, by Saturday afternoon, basically Friday night, early Saturday morning here, we've got the cold front moving through, and then finally during the day on Sunday, we have basically Saturday and Sunday, we have basically high pressure moving in across the region. It's going to continue to be relatively cooler than average with a northeast wind and onshore wind at the beginning part of next week, taking our temperatures back to seasonal levels, but then we should begin to warm up again as the next series of disturbances moves through the central plains with, well, cold snow and ice in the western United States and parts of the Rockies, and then keeps us on the warm side here in the eastern United States once again. A warm front will be approaching by next Thursday, and that introduces the clouds and a few showers around the region as that next disturbance moves towards the Great Lakes. November 10th through the 14th, temperatures near or at above normal for most of the eastern continental U.S. Cooler than average across the plains and the southwest with the upper level low there. High pressure dominating in the east with basically near to slightly above normal chances of precipitation. Still, we're in a drought. Above normal temperatures November 12th through the 18th, excepting again the Colorado Rockies here and the portions of the southwest. Everybody else near to above normal, and the precipitation chances just slightly averaging above normal for the eastern United States. Temperatures on New York City getting a mild day today. Temperatures getting up to 68 in the city, 71 around the Philadelphia, Philadelphia area. Tomorrow, here's where record temperatures could be in a few locations. 77 in Philadelphia. I do believe that that's a record. I'm going to check on that. 73 in the city is just shy of a record at Central Park. I'm going to check on that too. By the time we get back to Saturday, the cold front moves through. 60s are predominant across the region. By the time we get to Sunday, temperatures again dropping back into the 50s across the region, which is slightly below normal. And by the time we get to Monday, the temperatures are going to stay put basically in the upper 50s, which is very close to near normal. Upper 50s to around 60 is normal for this time of the year. Again, we return to near normal conditions on Tuesday with temperatures are averaging around 60 degrees. And by the time we get to next Wednesday again, temperatures averaging in the low to the mid 60s. Here's some record temperatures for Newark. Basically, we're forecasting 77. The record is 80. New York City, the record is 74. Just shy of that. LaGuardia, 73. The record 71. That could be a record tomorrow. JFK, Forecasting, the record is 73, and the forecasted high is 73. The record is at 70. Islip 72. The record is 68, and Bridgeport 70. The record is at 70 for tomorrow. Other records for Friday: Atlantic City 77, Philadelphia 79, Wilmington 79, Allentown 78, Georgetown 82, Reading 77, and Mount Pocono 69. Let's see how many of these records can be broken during tomorrow. Video form. We will be back in video form tomorrow morning on Friday.